If you like this video, please click like, share it, subscribe, buttons down there. And if you want coaching with me in Nottingham Online, all the information is in the bio. How you doing? All right. So I'll be looking through the comments for ideas for content, and one question stuck out straight away by @Baba, who said he's loving the content. Thank you very much. Love you too. And he's asked the question that he's been told, usually a bad one, if someone down the club's telling you, that you've got to follow through 6 inches. And then he says, but apparently Neil Robertson doesn't follow through that far, and he's not bad, is it, Neil? I mean, the gas bill is definitely paid this season. But the fact is, yes, he doesn't follow that far, but you don't need to follow through that far. I think one of the biggest myths in the game is this thing about follow through. So we're going to bust that myth now. So we're going to put it to bed. We're never going to speak about it ever again. And if you don't believe this, then I really can't help you. Check it out. Right, so here we go. Let's put it to bed, and I'm going to show you and explain to you why follow through doesn't really matter. So you hear phrases all the time about, oh, he gets through the ball well. He does, or she. I don't really know what that means. And you'll see somebody try and play a shot, then they'll get the spin on the one, they go, didn't quite get through that. And then the opposite, they'll get quite a lot of spin. Oh, is it that well? I got through that well. Well, this term is meaningless, right? So I've said over and over again on my channel that when you hit the cue ball, make contact, the tip hits the cue ball, the cue ball leaves the tip after about 1/10 of a second, and it's probably about 3 or 4 mil that it's in contact with the follow through, and then after that amount of time, the ball leaves the tip. So in theory, if you could follow through 5 mil or 6 mil, let's just be on the outside, that is more than enough follow through to play any shot, get as much spin on ever. As long as the cue tip is going the correct speed at impact, it will work, because it's just one thing hitting another. Now, obviously, as human beings, we can't do that, because obviously momentum's going to take us past that point. And I talk about all the time when I'm talking about cue action, that you sort of finish to your chest, right? Now, I'm just going to show you here with my cue action, right? So, you get down your shot, you set up comfortably, and I've created a gap here, right, before I hit my chest. So, when I hit the cue ball, I will finish there. So if you look there, look, my cue's gone 3, 4 inches past. And there's some players that might go further, and some players might go less. But it doesn't really matter, because as long as the contact point is at the correct speed, at the correct point, it will work, because like I say, the ball has left the cue tip. But like I said, when I'm talking about hitting the chest, obviously we're going through longer than that. Now, the reason I advocate that is because you're creating a consistent hit. If you know where to finish, and you will have an amount of follow through, which again is irrelevant really, you're just creating a consistent hit, and you are hitting the ball at the same point of your hit, at the same point of your swing. So then you can create consistency, because all you're trying to do is trying to get the speed at impact right to play the shot whatever you're playing. So obviously, if it's a deep screw shot with lots of spin, you've got to be going quicker at impact. And obviously, if it's dropping it in, you've got to be going slower at impact at certain parts of the cue ball, which will make the shot work. So absolutely, I advocate going past that point, but it's not because it creates more spin, it's because it's creating a consistent hit. So absolutely, you're going to go past that point. But the object of this exercise and the point of this video is to explain that it's not the follow through that does anything, right? So here we go, I'll show you that again. This is my follow through. Most of my shots, my cue will finish about that far past the cue ball. But again, that's just how I do it. So to prove this point out that the cue ball leaves the tip, I'm going to get my slow motion camera out, and then we're going to put it to bed, and we're never going to speak about it ever again. Check this out. Right, so here we go. So I've got my little camera. That's going to be super slow-mo, and I'm going to hit this ball up and down the table, up and down the spots. Gonna get trolled on her. And I'm going to hit hard shots, soft shots, screw, top, bottom, and you'll see that the ball leaves the tip at a very small amount of time, and even when it comes to hard or soft shots, it's very similar, virtually the same. So you'll see that when that ball's gone, what's the follow through doing? Right, first I'm going to go slow. There we go. Have I found the middle? Oh, yeah, found the middle. Tremendous. And then I'm going to do a harder shot. Middle don't exist. And then I'm going to play a hard screw shot. Stupid middles just don't exist now. Yeah, stupid middle. And then I'm going to play a hard top shot. Yeah, that's the middle. So you see, we can look at them shots now back, and you'll see that the ball has left that tip. It's not the follow through, is it? So here we go, here comes the tip on that slow shot, and look, I froze it there, and the ball has left the tip before the tip has got to the baulk line. So it's such a small amount of time it's in contact with it, and all the way after that, the cue's not in contact with the cue ball. Here we go with a harder hit, and if we stop it there, look, again, that ball has left that tip, and that's the harder hit. So you see, even in a slow and a hard hit, there doesn't seem to be much difference on how long the cue ball is in contact with the tip. And off it goes. Next one, bottom, look, again, same drill, same result. The ball is gone there. And then off it goes. And the last one with top. If you freeze it there, look, it's gone. So all the time after that, the cue's not in contact with the cue ball, so it can't be doing anything. And that's that. So there you go. As you see, that ball has left the tip. It's gone, right? But we are going to follow through past that point to create a consistent hit and hit the ball at the same part of your swing. And that's consistency, repeatable cue action. Hit the ball in the correct spot, at the correct speed, it will work, whatever. Comment below, see you soon.